Watch who?
Hello.
Hello. And welcome to Watch Who, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Mark.
I'm Sarah.
I'm a Doctor Who fan.
I'm new to watching Who.
Watching for the very first time.
Very first time.
And welcome everybody. We're carrying on through season 2 of the new series of Doctor Who. Oh, hang on a second. Can I just, I might just adjust that window before we record a second. Oh, the moonlight. Ah.
God. I was like, God, what is going on? Mark has a box figurine. He's now putting it to the screen.
Do you like that?
Yeah. I actually thought you were going to adjust the window.
Ah, got ya.
I'm like, yeah, you're going to adjust your window, mate. You do what you need to do.
No, the moonlight got me. I got turned into a werewolf.
Mark hid under a table, everyone.
Anyway, everybody, it's Tooth and Claw this week. If you hadn't guessed.
Mike's so unbothered by it. I'm like, yeah, carry on.
I don't really have anything extra this week, so we can just go straight into the story, I think.
Well, it's a great story, so yeah, let's get into it.
It's a very good one. Oh, actually, the only thing, I had a quick thought when I was editing last week. We talked about Face of Bow the other week.
Yeah.
I think Face of Bow could be my new Edith, possibly, at some point.
Oh, really? You do love Face of Bow?
I love Face of Bow. It could be, in a slightly different way, could
in
be
a
the
different
new Edith.
context, in a different way, but Face of Bow could be your new Edith.
Haven't found a new Edith yet so far in new series, so we'll keep an eye out. Face of Bow's the leader.
Imagine.
Tooth and Claw. So we're following that pattern, like we said, like present day, future, and now we're going back into the past. I really like the story. It doesn't really get talked about as much, I think, because there's so many good episodes around this time. It's the equivalent of the Charles Dickens and Ghosts at Christmas last series. This is Queen Victoria and Werewolves.
This could have been a Christmas story.
Well, I mean, it's sort of a winter, autumny kind of tale, isn't it, really?
It's got the mistletoe. I think it was the mistletoe that made me think this could have been a Christmas story.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's that sort of dark winter night type feeling. Okay, so Queen Victoria, let's start with Queen Victoria it's our celebrity historical of this year.
Celebrity.
There's always what there is. We had Charles Dickens last time and now it's Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria, played by Pauline Collins, so I'm dying to tell you this, who has been in Doctor Who before.
Okay.
I really hope you remember who she was. I mean, a long time ago. She's won a Doscar.
Oh.
She played, all those years ago, Samantha Briggs, who was at the airport trying to find her brother, Brian Briggs, in the white hat.
Oh my gosh, yes! She was Liverpudlian.
Or she was back then, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is 40 years later.
Brilliant.
Amazing. And that made me look up, actually. This is actually the third time that an actor from old classic series has been in the new series. We actually had 2 last season.
Oh.
Which I didn't really mention because I don't think you'd remember them anyway. In Boomtown, the Cardiff Bay one, there's a guy at the beginning. He's only got 1 or 2 lines. A Welsh guy. He was in the 7th Doctor Dalek story. He had the coffin thing. I don't know if you remember that. Anyway, he had the Hand of Omega. He was the Undertaker guy. So he had a bit part in both. And the other person, the couple in Bad Wolf that were going to get it on and they didn't. They were the communication people in doing the TV, and they were going to go on a date and they both got shot by the Daleks. She has been in she's that actress. Oh, I need to look up her name. She played she was in Tracy Beaker. I think she was Tracy Beaker's mum. No, not mum. She looked after her in the house.
This is a lot, right, yeah.
It's everyone's
I'm just trying to
thing.
remember one person at a time, and then you're like, it's Tracy Beaker's mum. What? I'm like, oh god, right, yeah.
It's not Tracy Beaker. She's been in Tracy Beaker. Anyway, she was in Bad Wolf, and she talked to that guy, and they were like, "Oh, maybe we'll have a drink after this." And they were shooting the Daleks, and they both got killed. She was in Paradise Towers as a Red Kang. You love the
Oh,
Red
was she?
Kangs, yeah. So Pauline Collins as Queen Victoria. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the third time a classic actor has been in the new series, and it's Samantha Briggs, Doscar winner. I mean, I don't know. Actually, I think she won Hero, not supporting character, but I think Queen Victoria is a great supporting character in this story.
Rose, might I introduce Her Majesty Queen Victoria, Empress of India and Defender of the Faith.
Rose Tyler, ma'am, and my apologies for being so naked.
I've had 5 daughters. It's nothing to me. But you, Doctor, show me these credentials. Why didn't you say so immediately? It states clearly here that you have been appointed by the Lord Provost as my protector.
The location. Oh, I meant to look up the location of that house. So I don't know if you know where the house that they're in. How do you say it? Koh-i-Noor Castle Hotel?
Oh, Koh-i-Noor?
Koh-i-Noor, yes.
Yeah.
They use Koh-i-Noor for a lot of this. Oh, and
I'm pretty sure they use St. Fagans as well, don't they?
Not for this one. They do later on.
I could have sworn like that kitchen was the kitchen at St. Fagans.
Oh no, the kitchen is Tredegar House again.
Is it?
Tredegar, yeah. So they're back there a lot. All the kitchen and the stables and everything is Tredegar House. I can't say it properly.
Well, there you go. I could have sworn that was St. Fagans. There we go.
No, it's that kind of thing, though, isn't it? It's
that
kind of thing. And I think the common is somewhere else out in Wales. It looks very much like the New Earth, all the apple grass and everything last time, just a bit colder, but it's somewhere slightly different. So we got a bit of location on this story. Anyway, we're up in Scotland. Oh yeah, that's the weird thing. The opening is weird. The monks.
It's a very strange opening.
They're sort of known as the BBC ident monks because I swear, because they're wearing orange and people, the BBC ident used to be like people dancing or doing martial arts and stuff. It's a bit like that. It's really weird, the slow motion sort of Matrix style filming of them. And I was trying to think, have we had even like something like slow motion like that before in Doctor Who? I'm not sure if we have. It's very stylized, and if someone was just tuning into this, you'd be like, what am I watching here? It doesn't feel like a Doctor Who, does it?
It moves so quickly. It is very stylized. I mean, look, the monks, they're fine. Their purpose is they're monks, and they're made to look like monks, and they're monks. It's a family show. God, these are monks. They're very odd.
Well, there's a lot to get into this story. So you've got to have that as the opening. They bring something out, they capture everybody in the house.
It's very I couldn't even follow it. It was so moving so quick, I couldn't even follow what was happening.
And then we have Doctor and Rose landing. They're having a really good time. They're having fun, aren't they? They're sort of messing around. They're really relaxed. This is where I think we need to look out for. I think I said last time, sometimes the smugness comes in a little bit. I mean, later on, Queen Victoria sort of calls them up on it a little bit, but they're starting to get, it's still, it's only like the second, third episode of this new Doctor, but it feels like they've been travelling a long time now. Rose is very comfortable and settled down. It's just business as usual for them. And you get that throughout, and we'll see how that develops throughout the series. But I like the theme of that throughout this, where it's great. It's so much fun when they're trying to get to say we're not amused and all of that stuff. But also Queen Victoria's reaction to them at the end as well does sort of pull them up, and you sort of do realise actually they shouldn't be so flippant, I suppose.
I see what you mean. I don't think he is as much as her. I think he sort of relaxes more.
Yeah, I think it is more her, but she sort of feeds off of his energy, doesn't she? So.
Oh, yeah.
David Tennant uses his own accent. Oh, you can totally forget that he's actually Scottish, don't you?
Yeah, I liked when he was like, don't do that.
Oh my God, when she does all the stuff, because it reminds me of, does she say something about, what's that Wine Gums advert where it's like there's a moose about this house? Do you remember that Wine Gums advert?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if she references that or not, but that just came to my mind.
Gudsmann, there's juice loose about this house. Set the juice loose!
He was like, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
And he mentions Balamory as well, which is funny.
Yes, enjoyed that.
I love Balamory. I did my media studies A-level on Balamory.
Did you?
Yeah, I watched a lot of Balamory. It was so rocking.
I love Balamory. I love the guy that had the castle in the pink jumper.
He's like a really well-known comedian now, isn't he?
Yeah. I can't remember his name, but yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I did my essay I was comparing it to like older kids' TV stuff, but then I don't think I did very well. My focus was on like Balamory and like kids' TV. This was like 2000s we're talking here. That place in Scotland when they filmed it had become like a tourist thing. My focus was on like kids' TV is more of like a franchise now, and it has all, people going on holiday to the Balamory place, the merchandise, all of that was so much more than just a kids' TV series back then. It was really weird, that A-level media, because we had like this, our main teacher wasn't there. We had this like cover teacher, and I don't think she knew what she was teaching us, and then everybody was sort of talking and not really listening to her. And I mean, it was terrible actually. She had, I've just told the story quickly. She had...
it wouldn't be you going off if you didn't go off on a tangent.
We had our normal media studies teacher who was there most of the time, but when he wasn't there, we had this other lady who came in, and he sort of knew that she wasn't great. She had a picture of her kids on her desk, on the wall on the desk, and it's like the school photos, and they're in that like frame. Some like kids had drawn like dicks on their heads, and it was like, or just above, or wrote like just above. So we were there when our normal teacher was there, and he was like, "Oh my God, what are we going to do?" It wasn't like in our class, it was like some other kids had like got into the classroom and done it. And so he took it out of the frame and like cut like right to the top of their heads and put it in the frame and tried to make it look like it wasn't there. And we were all like trying to help him do this and put it in. So back to Tooth and Claw. Yeah, we meet Queen Victoria. So what are you thinking when you're seeing this, when you first see Queen Victoria?
I thought she was great. It's hard to look. I thought the acting throughout this was really strong. I learned that she had 5 assassination attempts on her life before this. Didn't know that. So yeah, I just thought, we're meeting Queen Victoria, and I learned something, and off we go. I didn't really think more of it than that, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, all the stuff
more
about...
than that. Sorry, Mark. I was like, all right, we're meeting Queen Victoria.
But what's really good about this, like Doctor Who does, you sort of learn as you watch these historical ones, like in the 60s. Like, yeah, there was all the attempts on her life. I only knew that because I'd watched the Victoria TV series with Jenna Coleman, which is basically The Crown, but Victoria. So it does cover some of that stuff. And all the stuff with the diamond as well, the Koh-i-Noor, that's all based on truth. I looked up the diamond. So nowadays, the diamond, it ended up in the Queen Mother's crown. And it's there now in the Tower of London, in the Crown Jewels. That was the last time it was like, it was when the Queen... Was the Queen Mother coronated? No, she couldn't have been. Yeah, she must have been.
Yeah, she would have been when
the King, yeah.
The
Queen Elizabeth's father was crowned, yeah. So that was the last time it was seen. The crown was used again for Camilla, but the Koh-i-Noor wasn't in it this time. So it's there, and Albert had it cut down. All of that stuff is true. I think he had it cut down because it was on display at the Great Exhibition, and people looked at it and didn't like it. There was something weird about it when you looked at it, sort of thing. So he had it cut down a lot. There was this whole thing about, obviously it came from India and everything, and there was sort of an ownership dispute about it. Basically, Queen Victoria had it as her own sort of personal jewel throughout her life, and she had it in a bracelet and all that stuff. So she did sort of carry it around with her in a way for that time. And then it went on to various kings and queens, as I say, down to the Queen Mother when she died. I did see a quote earlier when I was looking it up about the controversy about sort of where it came from and all of that kind of stuff. Apparently she was a bit uncomfortable about its history, and apparently didn't want it to... It was let's not take anything else from India sort of thing. I can't find it now. I had the quote in front of me earlier, but she wrote to her daughter and was like, I feel a bit uncomfortable having this sort of thing. Let's not ever make sure this doesn't happen again sort of thing. But I think recently in modern times, it has been accepted that it was given as a gift. Yeah, it's really interesting when you find out, like, because I've heard of it. I had heard of it when I watched this episode, but I didn't know anything else about it. And it's a typical Doctor Who thing to be like, yeah, you got it cut down because of a werewolf thing, you know.
Well, yeah, it's very cleverly, ties things of history into like some weird. It's a very Doctor Who thing to do.
And this is all set on the Torchwood estate.
Yeah, that was when I heard that, I was like, oh.
So, I mean, just skipping to that bit then, it ends with Victoria setting up Torchwood. So we'll see what happens. And it's sort of that attitude that Queen Victoria has is sort of like what Harriet Jones, it's her attitude when she shot down the stuff in Christmas Invasion a bit, isn't it? It's going that way.
Sorry, Mark, I'm going to have to go. I think my delivery's here.
Oh, okay.
Then you may think on this also, that I am not amused. Yes. Not remotely amused. And henceforth, I banish you.
I'm sorry?
I have rewarded you, Sir Doctor. And now you're exiled from this empire, never to return.
Okay, I'm going to sit here and eat ice cream. Carry on.
Okay. Sarah's just had a food delivery and is eating ice cream. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, we were saying about Torchwood, weren't we? We haven't got to Torchwood yet. We will, of course, we'll be talking Torchwood at some point. But there's loads of Torchwood audios, and Queen Victoria has a whole series of Torchwood audios all about Queen Victoria in this time, setting up, fighting monsters. It's played by somebody else, but there are many solo Queen Victoria CDs.
I quite like it, this idea that it was set up in this time, off the back of the arrogance of the Doctor.
Yeah, really good idea. And obviously Torchwood is an anagram of Doctor Who.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that for years. I didn't look up. I wanted to look up. I meant to, because there's this telescope that supposedly was in this house. I mean, I don't think that's based on fact. I meant to look up to see if there actually was a telescope. I'm not sure about that part.
I don't think that was true, because there's no Torchwood house, so.
Yeah, no, but there might have been. I don't know. There might have been. Yeah, probably not. What?
That said, though, I reckon it's on a similar idea of the Lord Bute in Cardiff.
Are you talking about in the castle?
Yeah, because he had an astronomy room, didn't he?
At the top of the castle.
And he was quite an eccentric man so I wonder if that's the sort of idea of like this eccentric lord who, I mean, they did exist. What's his name? Prince. And Prince Albert was not, yeah, Prince Albert was, wasn't he?
Prince Albert? This is Prince Albert. That's Victoria's husband.
Yeah, do I mean Albert? One of the kings. So one of the kings was quite eccentric. Who's the mad one? Mad King.
Oh God, there's been
King George.
King George. Okay.
King George, I think, was into astronomy and stuff as well.
Yeah, it sort of does fit in that it could have been. I think the one in Cardiff, in the castle, because that's not usually open to the public. We went on that ghost tour.
That's what I mean.
We went on the ghost tour. So there's in one of the towers in Cardiff Castle, there's like this room. It's all sort of stained glass, very ornate and everything. And
it's beautiful. The whole ceiling's blue with stars.
And I think they used to do like sort of, seance-y type stuff. I think Conan Doyle went there as well. He was into all of that stuff in more modern times. Do you remember in that ghost? Do you remember when we went into the child's nursery in that ghost tour in Cardiff Castle?
The child's nursery was terrifying. It was a room with no windows, and that was the child's nursery.
So basically, we went on a ghost tour at Cardiff Castle, and you go there at like 10 o'clock at night in the pitch black. You walk around the castle and like the rooms and stuff, not just like the outside bits, like the inside.
It was amazing.
Rooms.
You got to go into rooms that aren't normally open and stuff. It was fantastic.
And you get all the history and stuff, but then we all had to cram into like the child's nursery, which is done out like a child's nursery, which like no one's lived there since like the 80s. I swear someone poked me in the stomach when they said about child ghosts poking people. I just felt like like that when they were talking. And I was like, oh my God, I need to get out of here. So
I don't think that was me. No, I'm trying to think if I would have done that. I don't think
no. Nobody was near me. What I noticed about this episode in terms of like the pacing, and maybe I, again, was sort of thinking about sort of modern episodes as well. There's a lot of like standing around talking, but it's not boring. When they go into that room with the telescope, it's Queen Victoria and Doctor and Rose and the other guy, and they're just standing there talking plot, but it's really interesting stuff and it's done really well. It's not action. It's all quite still. No one's going over the top or running around or doing anything. They're literally standing there for quite a long time. And again, later on, they're sitting around the table and he's telling the story, and it's quite slow paced. And I feel like if they made this episode now, it wouldn't be like that. They'd have to jazz it up a little bit. But
I've said this a lot. I think there's room for acting at this time.
yeah, there is, isn't there? That's what it is. Sort of room for acting. You can see immediately Queen Victoria, you know, when they're trying to get her again to say, I'm not amused, you could just see Queen Victoria like just holding back, being like, she's already like looking at these people thinking, what the hell are they doing? Who are these people? But she's not saying anything. It's building up throughout the episode. I really like that. You know it's going to come. You know she's going to be like, because you expect her probably straight away to be like, what the hell, you know, to do that, have a go at them straight away. But she's keeping it back. It's that kind of stuff. And you know that everybody is captured downstairs and the monks have taken over. So there's all of that going on as well. Yeah, I don't know. Did you notice that? Yeah, it's just quite evenly paced throughout.
Pacing is fantastic. I think that's the biggest thing for me. Just generally, people can act. There's time for people to act, to say their lines, to breathe, to have moments. It's great.
And you still have the action bits. You have the sort of horror moment bits with the werewolf going down the corridors and where is it going to be, and is it going to come down from the ceiling or is it going to grab somebody suddenly? It's got all of that as well, and everyone's, you know, you've got your chase sequence and everything. It's really well.
Let's just talk about the werewolf though. The werewolf is fantastic.
I mean, it's all CGI.
But no, the actor before it is fantastic.
He's so scary, isn't he?
He's terrifying. He's brilliant. And even when he's going into being the werewolf, it's so good. He's brilliant.
Yeah, that the black eyes.
Tom Smith, I looked his name up at the end in the credits. Tom Smith, he was brilliant.
He went to acting school with David Tennant, I think.
Because he's really quiet and scary. And he really holds it back. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, the eyes are scary, but that's all it is. It's just some eyes and lighting. He's terrifying. And when he's like morphing into it, when that moon comes in, he looks up, it's terrifying. I'm watching it and I was like, this is primetime Saturday night. I could be watching a horror film right now.
Yeah, it's got all of those moments, but with the humour and everything else, what struck me as well, it's just a really good sort of family show. You could sit around and watch this with anybody.
I can imagine kids being terrified of that werewolf. I was scared watching it. Not scared, but like, I felt like, not scared, but like, he's so good. It was brilliant. I remember thinking, if I was watching this with like a 7-year-old, they would be terrified.
Yeah, definitely. My favourite bit of that is when Rose gets everybody, she's like pulling the chain to get them out. And there's a line and she says, yeah, come on everybody, even you. And it sounds like she looks at the woman and says, even you lazy shit. But she actually says, your lady ship. But the way, if you go back to it, I'll put it in, it sounds like she's like, even you lazy shit.
I said, Paul, stop your whining and listen to me. All of you. And that means you lady ship. Now come on.
And once you hear it, you can't unhear that. Go back, everybody, and listen.
I definitely heard your lady shit. But you hearing your lazy shit.
Even you lazy shit. That would be a more adult episode. I really love the bit Queen Victoria shoots a monk.
And then, but doesn't say it, puts her gun away. Yeah.
Again, that's quite, violent for a kid's, 7 o'clock.
It's a really violent show. It's like this episode in particular. I was watching it and there was a few moments where I had to remind myself, this is a Saturday night primetime family show.
I mean, from last week, all that Cassandra stuff and silly stuff.
To this, it's so different. But the acting throughout is brilliant. The acting's really strong.
And the bit with the doctor at dinner when he says to Queen Victoria, "Oh, you must miss Albert," and her suddenly like, "Oh," it feels like, you know, that giving Queen Victoria, who everybody would just know as like, well, kids at school would be learning like she was this really grumpy queen that didn't smile or have, like, they're giving her sort of emotions, and they're not that she's, do you know what I mean? They're sort of showing a more human side to her, which I think if your kid's watching, you didn't have horror. Oh, you did have horrible histories then, but but you wouldn't get. It's just giving her more depth as a character, as a person.
As a character, more depth, and also I think this is all stuff we kind of knew about her anyway. There's a persona of her, and then it's stuff we know, so it all ties into it.
But it's not like a caricature version that you might get on a kids show. It's as a real person. I feel like she's actually played more like a real character than Charles Dickens was last time. He felt a bit more of a caricature person than she feels. She's sort of played a bit more real if you're comparing sort of celebrity historicals. Yeah, I forgot how good she is actually.
It is really good, and she's really good. I think everyone's really good. I think the guy whose house it is really good.
Yeah, he's a good actor, isn't he? Oh, actually, we've got another link to this story. So you know when we were at Barry, the Barry Con, and we met that guy who had all those props.
Oh yeah.
So basically, there was this guy, and where the studio was, where Rothlock was, they were having a clear out. So all Doctor Who props from back when, from New Who, were he just bought it, like skips of it, basically, and was like, I don't know what all these pieces are. I just bought it off them. All these old props. What do I do with them? And we were trying to identify them. There was a picture, and it said on the back something like, because I looked it up at the time, I think it was like Isabel's room, and I think it's literally like a picture on the wall in this house. It was stuff like that he had, and I think he had a bit of the telescope and stuff as well. Like, I think there was all sort of from around this time, all various bits and props, but I remember taking a picture of that. It's just a picture on the wall. I think it's where Rose is in the bedroom, and there's like pictures on the wall and stuff. It was all bits and pieces like that he bought up as a job lot. Yeah, we've seen real props from this episode, not knowing that they were. I like how, again, Doctor Who does. It's a werewolf. It's a sort of supernaturally thing. Again, like the Gelth, the last series with the gas, it explains in a, well, not scientific way, in a science fiction way, how a werewolf could be. It's actually an alien. And Rose obviously knows her stuff by now, and she was saying, like, what planet are you from? Blah, 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 blah. And it's still sort of got a mystery around it, hasn't it? It's not like it's from the planet this, da-da-da. But it's enough to tie it as a sci-fi thing, but to keep it sort of supernatural and a mystery and a sort of unknown thing. I think they get that balance quite right.
I think it still ties into the time of it being a supernatural. We've got the Hounds of Baskerville, Arthur Conan Doyle, Sherlock Holmes sorts of stories mixing with what would have been of those times, mix all that, and the shooting star falling down, all that sort of stuff. It all ties into all that. I think it's a really clever story. It's a really clever story. I don't really have a lot.
Well, it's a good one, isn't it? That's why there's nothing to complain about.
I don't have a lot to say because it's just a really good story, really good acting. When they're in the room and they have like the myrrh on the wood, I think the CGI is fantastic. If we compare the CGI from previous to now, of this season to last season, you can tell the budget's been increased. The werewolf just looks brilliant. It's just a really strong episode. I sometimes don't look forward to the historical ones.
Well, no, because I think new series historical is a completely different type of thing. You're always going to get an alien thing. You're always going to get something fun to learn. Well, I know, but most of the time we haven't had it's been like the 60s since a pure historical. I swear, there's always been something alien.
I still never really. There's still sometimes a little bit droll for me. I find them they're just not my favourites. Like last season's was great, but it didn't score very well in the Doscars. Whereas this felt really rounded, and it just felt really strong throughout. It just, I liked at the end how it sort of tied them off to be everything. It's just a really strong story.
I like that turning point. A bit like that Christmas Invasion turning point where the Doctor and Rose, she's knighting them and everything, and then she's like, it just turns, and they're like, what? Like, and the Doctor actually doesn't seem that bothered. He just sort of carries on. But the way that she is so serious about it and it's like, you should not be here. That's like, he's, the Doctor's sort of an enemy at the end. I really like how that went. I think I was quite surprised when I first watched that. You don't expect that because you're so used to the end of a Doctor Who for them all being like, oh my God, Doctor, thank you so much. You saved us all. How can we ever repay you? Please come back. All of that stuff. And you just don't get that here. It's just that turning of that expectation. That's what I really love. And, there's reasons for it. And, Torchwood is a thing, is our theme of this series. Oh, I liked how, as well, the host, the creepy guy, said about Rose, there's something of the wolf about you, a little Bad Wolf reference when he was talking to her. I like all these sort of peppered things, even up to, we're only just into series 2 and there's still like reference, it's all still tying together really nicely. Yeah, do you know what? I don't have tons more to say about it. It's just that I really want to watch it again. I really want to watch Victoria with Jenna Coleman again. I've got like the first 2 series on Blu-ray, actually. I do recommend that. I don't know if you want to add that to your wheel at some point. I don't know. I mean, if you like The Crown, you're going to like Victoria.
Oh, yeah, no, I remember it being on, and maybe I'll watch it when I've done Jenna Coleman's Doctor Who.
Yes, yeah, because she did that after Doctor Who. Yeah, okay, well, we'll leave it there then. It's just a brilliant one. Go back and watch it, everybody. Oh, so far, my favourite. I mean, actually, is it my favourite episode in New Who so far? Could be, actually.
I think it could be. Maybe not my favourite so far, because I did enjoy the last one of Christopher Eccleston but I'd say it's probably second. It's really strong. I'd probably say it's either first or second. My first would be the Christopher Eccleston last one.
Cool. They did, I was reading up about it. They were thinking about doing this as like the season opener, but they thought it would be a bit too dark to have it as the first one. So they swapped it with New Earth, which I think makes sense. Like having a new series and going straight into this, I think might be a little bit, just the tone is just a bit darker. But I love how the tone changes week to week. You just don't know what you're going to get. And speaking of which, there was a little preview of next week. It's school reunion next week. We're back to present day. We're following that pattern now. It's present day time. Did you see the little trailer?
I did see the little trailer. Saw a bit of Sarah Jane.
Well, Sarah Jane is going to be back, yeah. So we'll talk about that next week. Sarah Jane and K9, come on. We're getting everything. This is such a peak time. I just cannot. It's weird because if you told me before, I'd always choose like a classic story to watch or something or to get into. But I knew when we would start to do these series in order, I'd be like really getting into them and like remembering them with more fondness and stuff. And I'm really enjoying these. We'll leave it there. Where you can follow us all on the social medias at 2WatchWho and at patreon.com/2WatchWho, where you can get our little pre-show episodes called Gallifrey Gossip, where we chat about. Well, I'm not sure what we chat about, really, just other stuff. Usually for 15-20 minutes.
15 minutes of us gossiping, yeah.
Yeah, and you also get our episodes early. So join us on there if you can. Otherwise, we will see you next time for the return of Sarah Jane in School Reunion. Let's see how it's done. We'll see you then. Bye.
To Watch Who.